Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Tailgate Talk here at sunjournal.com. Kalle Oakes, Randy Whitehouse, Justin Pelletier. Class B this week is an interesting class because there's really not a whole lot of matchups that are going to be terrible playoff implications, except maybe for
Way
one.
to sell it! Come on,
I mean, no, really. I mean, no, let's
not a
be
bit of
realistic.
irony in that word "interesting," is there?
Yeah, I suppose. Let's start with the one that probably will matter the most in terms of playoffs, and that's Greeley, which is 4-1 at the moment after beating York against Mountain Valley, which is the team that is the class of the conference. 4-1 against a 5-0. I suppose that qualifies as a matchup.
It looked like there were 6 teams that had playoff aspirations in Western B, and I think we're probably down to 5 with Greeley beating York. That's going to put York definitely up against it these last few weeks. Greeley, this is not an easy assignment to bounce back off a big win over York, to have to go up to Mountain Valley, a team that's just continues to hit its stride. This is sort of the beginning of the big part of the schedule for Mountain Valley. They play arguably their 4 toughest opponents here down the stretch with Greeley, Falmouth. Well, they've already played Wells, so they also have York and then Cape Elizabeth to end the season. But certainly a stretch that they've been building towards and waiting for.
Greeley's only loss, I believe, was opening week 2 Wells, right, by 7 points.
It was a close one.
And they've gotten this far basically on defense and forcing turnovers. That's what they did a lot last week against York, so obviously a big key for the Falcons going to be hang on to the football, and
they tend to do that pretty well. I mean, they always seem to hang on to the ball pretty well. Elsewhere in Class B this week, Morris travels to Leavitt. Leavitt absolutely rolling over everybody that they've seen so far this year.
It used to be the shipbuilders used to be the Hornets' biggest nemesis.
Oh, absolutely.
They're kind of in a rebuilding mode right now. Hornets coming off kind of a shaky performance last week against Waterville, especially offensively. The defense stepped up big time for them, but I think the Hornets want to have a 4-quarter effort from their offense. They got off to a slow start the week before against Nokomis. I think they're looking for a more complete game offensively.
A couple of reasons for the shaky offense. One, Jordan Hersom didn't play the second half. Took another hard shot on a running play last week. Sat up the second half kind of as a precautionary measure. He was back at practice yesterday from what I heard, and also Lucas Witham, the top receiver, may be out of action for a little while. But I don't expect Leavitt's offense to slow down one bit.
Falmouth visits Grey New Gloucester, and Falmouth we just talked about is one of those teams on Mountain Valley's schedule as a team that they're going to have to play hard against. So for Grey New Gloucester in that rebuilding mode, that's going to be a little bit of a tough one there. Although they are at home, and they've shown a little bit of improvement as the years gone along, a little bit at least.
Falmouth in kind of a 5-quarter slump. They gave away a game at Cape Elizabeth that they really thought was going to be kind of their signature win as a program. And then they pretty much stunk it up against Wells last week. So they're angry and wanting to get back on track. Greater Gloucester is starting to get it, scoring some points, and probably looking at a couple of games at the end of the season, at least one that they might think they can get. So building towards that.
Patriots are just looking for consistency right now more than anything else. They had some flashes last week, as Cal said, against Cape Elizabeth in the pouring rain. It's kind of tough to judge a team's performance in those conditions, but there's some talent there. John Greenleaf made a run last week that was about as good as I've seen all season, so they have something to build off of.
Real quick here, guys. Freiburg at Poland. We don't have much time, but this could be interesting.
Freiburg hasn't scored. They scored 36 points first 3 quarters of their first game. They haven't scored since. Poland hasn't scored in their last 2 games, so
someone's got to score.
I have nothing to add to that. That's perfect.
That's something.
Great, thank you all for joining us here on Tailgate Talk. Kalle Oakes, Randy Whitehouse, Justin Pelletier. See ya.